At Vibra Finance, we seek out the hidden gems in cryptocurrency. We will tailor your portfolio to work for you. Are you ready to transition your investments from traditional markets to cryptocurrency? Are your coins staked and earning interest? Are you overwhelmed with all the jargon in crypto? Is your portfolio underperforming and you want to reposition into consistent winning blue chip coins and viable projects? Do you feel like you missed out on DeFi, Metaverse, and NFTs? Here at Vibra Finance, we provide you with the data, skills, and tools you need to stay on top of the digital asset market. Vibra Finance. We are the future of crypto.
Good morning, everybody. Welcome back to another episode of Vibra Live. My name is Adam. I'm the CEO of Vibra Finance. If you're not subscribed already, please do so. We bring that alpha 5 days a week. Been doing this now full time for over 3 years. Crushed it last bull run. We were into Polygon under a cent, Hex under a cent, Zilliqa under a cent, VeChain under a cent. The list goes on and on. So this is a new bull run. Everything, a lot of stuff has changed, but a lot is still very similar. You learn from your mistakes, you grow, and, hopefully better things happen for you. And if you're new, you're here, you're early still. Don't let anyone tell you you're not. We are still very early, no matter what media tells you, what your friends tell you. We are early and the opportunities are endless. So let's get into it for today. What's up, everybody? Crypto Ninja, screw CBDCs, total control and enslavement. 100%. 100%. We've been talking about on this channel now for a while. The CBDCs are coming, what they're trying to do. Hex Ray Vision, my man. How you doing, Max? I gotta give you a shout, man. We gotta catch up. You are the man. Follow Hex-Ray Vision if you guys don't already. Awesome guy. Great content. Always doing stuff for the community. And that's what we're about here in Hexaco. Yes, it is. This spike is gonna be insane. It's already starting right now. It is already screw Twitter. If you're following, great. If not, I don't even care. 10 cents. All right, let's go. We broke above that. If you saw in the thumbnail of this video, the candles are lit. Those were the 10-cent candles. Those weren't the dollar candles or the all-time high candles. So, wow, we got some. When I first recorded this, a snapshot earlier, Hex and XDC were the only two green coins on this whole list. So it looks like we are having a little rally right now. And I know Jerome Bowles is speaking, I believe, tomorrow. So this could be a little pumped and, a little short squeeze. And then obviously the last couple of meetings, the markets have literally tanked while he was speaking. So we'll see what happens. But I think Hex was starting to kind of decouple, kind of getting that feeling where Richard's tweets are changing. He's no longer the shopaholic anymore. He's back to himself. And you're seeing sides of him we've never seen before. And I think that's contributing to the pump. I would love if we could hold 10 cents as a new floor, man. People are coming in. Ivan's talking about Hex. The time is now. I've unloaded everything. So unless I find some buried treasure or someone sends me some Luna, I'm all in. I was talking to a client yesterday, and he's like, so are you invested in stocks or anything? And I have one stock. I have Santander Bank. I bought MoneyGram too and Santander at the same time. I sold all my MoneyGram, but for some reason, I just want to hold that stock. I know I shouldn't. And I told him, I said, I own one stock, but I'm 110% into crypto. He just laughed, and we're meeting next week, and he's been on the sidelines trying to get in, thinking about it, contemplating. And you got to have those discussions with people and just be bold, be upfront with them and say, look, Here's the chart. I've been talking to you for the last 6 months. If you had just done this, look at how well you would have done. And the proof's in the pudding. You can't argue it. And let's check out Texan. I'm now a Texan bull too. I love the community, love everything that's going on. I saw part of the stream that Rags and Matt did with, looked like Grant Cardone, his freaking twin. And that was great. Just getting Texan out there with, the movement they're making. It's going to be, it's a trend setter. And that crypto is so narrative driven, so hype, so speculative driven. Texan has all of that. It's got it all, checks all the boxes for a coin that can just fly. SHIB came out of nowhere. All of these top 100 coins, they're not gonna do, in my opinion, what Texan's gonna do. Hex is an outlier, but even from now, even at 10 cents, even if we go to $5, that's a 50x. Texan has only done a 5x, I think, from launch. So I'm slowly DCAing and swapping all coins into Texan. I dumped almost all. I have like 10 Pulse Doge left. I don't even know why the hell I kept them. Gas is going to be more than they're going to be worth in the future, but whatever. I kept them, and I'm just slowly starting to swap out of coins that I'm bullish on in the future, but I just don't see the upside or the potential near future upside that Texan, Hex, Pulsechain, with it launching, all this, the storm that's brewing. I feel like, heck, we're front running all the other cryptos out there in a sense. So that's why I'm so bullish on Texan. I mean, look, the liquidity, it's so small right now. That's what I want to see. These small coins, it's a catch-22 when you're trying to grow and get in front of whales. When a project's too small, certain eyes won't even look at it. And that's a good thing, though. And Texan is growing organically. And once, a little more money comes into it, bigger money will follow it. And this is a coin that getting in early on, man, I look at the coins we got into last bull run, and we caught the early mid bull run. And if we had gotten in like 6 months earlier, you're talking those 50, 100 X's are double that. And Texan, like I said, is only like a 5 or 6X from launch. So you still have all those X's in there that Hex did last bull run. 400,000 people behind the community of Texan. Their endowment they got there. That whole principle with the endowment, that can be used, in my opinion, by schools, by nonprofits, all these universities out there with millions and billions of dollars. So we'll see. Not financial advice, but do what you got to do. Well, this is what I wanted to talk to today. We've been talking about CBDCs the last couple streams and how JP Morgan has their blockchain out. It is what it is. And I think what I can do to not support JP Morgan is support Corium and other projects like that Provenance blockchain it's not where Onyx and JP Morgan have their monopoly over the industry. They have all their partners everywhere. Well, that puts out the small banks. That's what this is right now. This choke point, this whole what nonsense that's going on is to squeeze out the small banks and get rid of community banks, savings banks, and consolidate everything up. And it's slowly going to work its way up to JP Morgan. And that's where Provenance and Corium building that have infrastructure as competition to JP Morgan, supporting them is what I can do to say, fuck you to JP Morgan. I support Corium. They're building out for enterprises, for small businesses that are going to compete against JP Morgan. So while all my Hex is staked, I can do stuff like that. And then supporting Provenance blockchain, which is already working with smaller banks. It's their private blockchain, and they're going to be competing against JP Morgan. I mean, it might already be too late, but that's just stuff we can do. And oh, wow, we got a raid coming in here. Hell yeah. What's up, Tin Top, my man? Hex down under. Oh, all right. Raiding in. All right. From the Aussie show. Hell yeah. I was watching some of that earlier. Let's go. Love it, guys. Hell yeah. Appreciate all the support. Finn Bear, how you doing, my man? Good to see you. So, yeah, guys, this is awesome news coming out of Florida. Whoa. Governor Ron DeSantis introducing legislation to ban CBDCs. So I just got to check the hex price still and see if we're still over 10 cents. Sorry, I got a little excited here. The candles are lit on the thumbnail. Look at that, baby. Let's go. We're going to hold 10 cents. Let's go, whales. Come in. Let's go. Hold this floor at 10 cents now. I would love to see that. That would be awesome. That would be great. What going to be insane year once Pulse launches? Hell yeah, it is. It is. And also, too, just any inkling, Richard's tweets, everything he's saying, his attitude is changing. He's being more, I don't know, he's toning it down, being more professional, whatever it is. That is what I want to see, in my opinion. I met with a lot of wealthy people in this bear market that were hesitant on Hex, that sacrificed a lot of money for Pulsechain and PulseX. So when I see that disconnect, it kind of worries me. And I know, well, I don't know, but I have a feeling that when they did their research, they ran into videos, they ran into social media that kind of, it rubbed them the wrong way. And now you don't see any of that on Richard's social media. And I think that's a good thing, keeping it more professional and reaching just a wider mass. I know the shock, the outrage marketing, it worked. It did an awesome job in just getting Richard's name out there. And I'm seeing it, just on other mainstream shows, on BitBoy's show. He showed that clip of the Hexagon that went to his book meet up there and called him out. He's Crypto Banter and his little guys down there. I see them talking about Hex on charts, and they don't want to. They're hesitant, but they have to now. Oh wow, is that true? Did Hex flipped XRP on Coin Paprika? Let's go. Oh my god, if that's true, I don't know why you'd be lying, Tin Top. Let's go. Holy shit. Yes, we flipped XRP. Wow, guys, this is awesome. This is happening so much faster than I thought it would. Holy shit. What's up, Alfred? Nice to see you, my man. Yeah, I love it. Appreciate you guys coming in, man. I've been trying to grow this like crazy, this channel. And this is a family-friendly, Alfred. We cuss here and there, but we keep it professional. Definitely try to keep it professional here and positive, and not, I don't like the fear porn. I don't like the negative stuff. I like to offer solutions to this problem. I can't stand Coin Bureau, that guy over there who's just fear porn, fear porn, fear porn. I digress. It's like, bro, what's the solution to all this problem? You've been doing this for 2 years. Offer a solution to this. Help people out a little bit. And it just drives me nuts when these guys don't do any of that at all. So I'll try to be positive here and stay perma bulls. I was turned off by RH initially. It caused me to miss Hex at 0.08 and got in at 2.5 cents instead. It was a damn inflatable Louis. Exactly, Nick Green. And that's, it's certain people that don't understand that stuff, in my opinion. I do crypto consulting for a living. That's what I do for the company. I talk to all kinds of people. I was on the phone with a jeweler yesterday who owns 3 jewelry stores, and he's been on the fence about crypto for months. And I've been talking to him about Hex. I've been talking to him about Pulsechain, and he can't stop talking about Dogecoin. Well, what if Elon Musk does something? And I tell him, I said, so wow, it goes to $1. It does a 10x. Wow. I said, look at what Hex has done since we've been talking. It was 4 cents, 5 cents 8 months ago, and it dropped down to 2. So even if you had started buying back then and DCA'd in, we're now up 500% from the bottom. And your Dogecoin is going to do a 10x max, I think, maybe a 20x at the peak of the bull run. Hex, we're just getting started. You know what I mean? We are just getting started. Once the test net comes out, that's going to drive the price up, I think, to 25 cents. And then once we're any inkling near launch, I think we're going to be at all-time highs right around launch date. I could be crazy, but well, I don't know. I the conversations I'm having, I really think that we're gonna pump to close to all-time highs. I mean, we just flipped XRP. How much clickbait is that right there for people, for Twitter, for you can now tag Hex XRP. We flipped you, and just getting that in people's heads. Then they look at Richard's Twitter and they see, wow, he's professional now. New people look at it and they say, look at this guy that's posting pictures of his childhood. Wow, he made it. I want to support that. First impression is a lot. And going back a little bit to Nick, when I meet the richest person, wealthiest guy that I talk to and deal with, sacrificed for Pulse and Pulse, or sacrificed for Pulse X. He missed Pulsechain. I talked to him, I met him around 6 months later. And then he got into the Pulse X sacrifice heavy, but would not buy Hex. And I almost know for a fact that if Richard's marketing campaign and his social media looked like this, 6-8 months, a year ago, he would have went into Hex. I think he was very hesitant, and something, just exactly what you said there, something just turned him off, something rubbed him the wrong way. And he's in a position where he doesn't need the money. He's trying to preserve his wealth. He doesn't really need to grow it at that point. So it's kind of a catch-22. The outrage marketing, it does reach new people. It gets Hex in front of people. It just lets people know Richard Hart, but it does have a downside to it. And Richard definitely knew what that downside was, and he cut it off once he hit a certain time or threshold. I think 300,000 followers, if that was the catalyst for change. But I love it. I love everything that's going on. Community is, in my opinion, everything. Community is everything in crypto right now. Utility does not mean a damn thing. I was so caught up on that with utility matters. This is going to be a utility-driven bull run, this next bull run, a year ago. And I've completely flipped. And I think the degen scene that was going on when I was FOMOing into Game Zone and put $20,000 on that platform to get into the pre-sale games that I know are scams. I know they were. I mean, Katana Inu, that was one of them right here. Let's look at this price chart. So look at this, right? Look at that. All right. So I had a little came back to life, but wow, every single altcoin did at the beginning of the year. So I put 20 grand into the site, the top of the bull run, to get into all these pre-sales of Katana Inu. And I feel like that same degeneracy will come back like that overnight. And I see so many similarities. It's just, a new person is there. All the OGs that hung around, it's just more money flushing out more weak hands. So that degen money inevitably flows into the diamond-handed projects, the solid projects that aren't risky, like these meme coins. And people eventually are going to see the light, And two, this whole banking crisis has been the best thing ever for Hex. The best thing ever. People that were on the fence with just Bitcoin, with millionaires and billionaires out there, now they know, oh my God, it might be riskier to hold my money in a bank than to buy Bitcoin. And people could flock into Bitcoin just on that principle. So much is going on right now. And, I'm just super excited and getting people to understand what is important in crypto and what to keep your eyes off of. I've been talking about CBDCs on this channel for ever since I've been streaming pretty much. And we've been covering how in China they rolled out, how Nigeria they rolled out, but they've been epic failures. China, they were bragging that they did $14 billion in volume on their CBDCs. Well, guess what? That's what Tether does in 12 hours. So 2 years of clearing on their CBDC network, and they hit what Tether did in 12 hours. That's an epic failure. Nigeria, epic failure. So if they can't do this stuff in those countries, I've been saying there's no way they're going to be able to do it here. They're going to have to roll out CBDCs with an offer. Everything in this world is an offer. I even public schools, the disaster that's going on in public schools. At the end of the day, it's an offer to go there. You don't have to go there. You can homeschool your kids. But we've been so brainwashed and programmed to thinking, I have to go to school, I have to go to college, I have to take out a mortgage, I have to get a house. And that is totally asinine when you step back and look at it. And Hexago, we recognize that stuff. And, you know, I had a mortgage. I got my first mortgage in 2012. You know, I was a commercial real estate agent in 2008. And I was, you know, bought a house, super excited. And I'm so glad I sold that thing after 5 years, because I saw, oh my God, this 30-year mortgage, I paid $225 for this house. You know, I put 25 down. I'm going to end up dumping $480,000 into this thing if I don't prepay any of this. And it just didn't add up with the amount of taxes I was paying, $5,000 a year. So over 30 years, that's $150,000 in taxes. There's another mortgage. So this whole, you know, it's very frustrating. And just like people comparing these times to the 70s, you can't do that. Back then, we were coming out of the war and you had all these baby boomers for the first time ever going to get a mortgage, first time ever home buyers. You know, if you were selling a home back in the 70s and it was $100,000, you know, you might maybe had one or two people that could buy it. You didn't have 80 people lined up that went and got a mortgage at their bank, a pre-approval for a $290,000 home. That didn't exist in the 70s. So comparing the 70s to now, in my opinion, is just crazy. And everything that's going on now, we're not under inflation. Everything going on right now is actually deflation. You know, they shrunk the supply chains and closed down the country. That they didn't expand credit. Inflation is expanding credit. And in my opinion, credit right now is very hard to get. Credit is getting way more expensive. Interest rates going up is a decrease in credit. So there's more dollars chasing less credit. You know, I just don't understand how we're in a state of inflation. You know, when facing reality in the Netherlands, and all the farmers around there are all egg farmers, and they all have eggs for $2 a dozen. And then the government makes these crazy laws and they are now banning farming or whatever they're doing. And 5 farmers quit and said, I'm done. I'm not even going to bother. 2 more quit for whatever reason. And now you have 25% less farmers producing goods and eggs for the same amount of people. So it's the same amount of demand for less supply. I don't see how that's inflation. I've been saying this for 2 years. This is deflation. You guys are brainwashed. This is not what's happening. And I don't know, I could be crazy, but I really think that's what's going on. And, you know, when ships are lined up for 8 days to try to, you know, offload goods, that's not inflation. There's not tons of goods that are being produced in China backing up. They're being held at borders and held around. So I don't see inflation at all. I think we're in a state of deflation. And you know, back to these CBDCs, this is never going to work in the United States. You know, Florida is a very, very conservative state. You know, a lot of retired, successful people move down there from around the country, business owners. And I'm not surprised at this at all. And when I talk to the older boomer generation about these CBDCs, they all say, I will never do this. We never do this. That's crazy. And then when I hear that mentality, that doesn't exist in China. People have to obey the government. So when you have people in the United States that openly and publicly now are going against CBDCs already, they can't just double down and shove it down your throat. It'll be a civil war. So that will not happen. CBDCs are going to be an offer. It's going to be universal basic income, where it's more it's easier, it's quicker. You know, anyone that needs a stimulus check, so all right, here's how example. The next stimulus check that comes out this summer, right? They announced $1,000 check for everybody, but it's going to be a digital dollar. And you can either wait 4 months and get your paper check, or you can get your CBDC digital dollar right now, $1,000. How many people are going to wait that 4 months? You tell me. So that's how they're going to roll this out. Stuff like that. It's going to be with universal basic income, with stimulus offers. And worst case scenario, they could say, all right, there's this class of people that are just can't seem to make the right decisions. They're gambling with their money. They can't stop drinking beer. They're smoking cigarettes. Well, what instead of us just giving them blank checks, what if we gave them programmable money and gave them $100 that went to the gym, $100 that gave them counseling lessons, $100 at the farm to get great food? Now we can help these poor people who've had a track record of making bad decisions. With our new money, we can help you out. That's the way they can roll this out, in my opinion. But it's going to have to all be an offer, just like public schools are an offer. You don't have to send your kids there to get brainwashed. You don't have to do that, to get programmed into thinking we're on a spinning ball, to think that we're flying through space, we're irrelevant. No, we are the center of the universe. We are where creation began. If you taught kids that message alone changes your whole outlook on life. We're the center of creation. The universe, the stars revolve around us. We're not flying through the ball, an endless speck of dust. That message right there changes everything. So why can't Hexicans come together and build farms and build communities where we can homeschool our kids? We have our own school systems where we teach people finances, teach kids the stuff that's important at a young age. There's no reason we can't do this stuff. We're just programmed into thinking, oh, when I went to school, homeschooled kids, they were like frowned upon. We looked at them like there was something wrong with them. And there was just like this, I don't know what it was. And that it's completely changed completely. It's done 360. Nowadays, homeschooling is like a blessing. You're fortunate if you can homeschool your kids, if you don't have to be tied down at 2 jobs and you have the time to do that. Or you have a community that you trust, that you can have your kids homeschooled with. That's the future, guys. It's not in these cities. These cities are collapsing. I saw one of the comments about Trump's smart cities. Trump's modern cities. Guys, that's exactly Trump and his modern cities is the same thing as CBDCs. They want you trapped down, relied within everything right there within 15 minutes. So if they don't ship in toilet paper, chaos exists. If they don't ship in water, chaos exists. If you're not a part of that system and you can grow your own food and educate your own kids, that's the biggest threat to this system. That's why the people with that message are banned on YouTube. And you can show a drag queen to a kid and justify it. But talking about homeschooling and growing a garden will literally get you banned off YouTube. Owen Benjamin's not allowed on YouTube because he talks about the biggest danger to the system. And that's us coming together and building our own systems and not relying. And that's what I'm working on right now with certain Hexicans, is building infrastructure. We need to start building. It's great to have money, but if you see how quick that money can be stuck in a bank and gone overnight. When you have real assets and land and people and labor and family and kids, that's real wealth. In my opinion, that is real wealth. And that's what we need to build. We got to build farms. My perfect scenario is Hexicans in every state within 1 to 2 hours apart. You have a Hexican in every single city, an hour drive to a self-sustaining farm where there's 50, 100 acres where people can come, they can hang out, if they need it, they lost their job, whatever. Oh yeah, come live with us. You can hang out here till you figure it out. If we had a place like that, a farm, every single city in every single state, an hour drive where we can all communicate completely off the system, off grid, that's the future. That's how you win. That's how you build power. And that's what I want to do, is start building these things. How much does it cost to buy 50 acres somewhere rural? It's not much. Taxes are way cheaper when you're not in the cities. And when you're in rural states, it's way cheaper for just raw land. So why not do that and start building in this bull run? Come together and have that. Even if we could, this bull run, get farms that were 4 hours apart. Every single state. All right, there's a farm in Buffalo. There's a farm in Syracuse. There's a farm in Albany, a farm in Potsdam, a farm down in Newburgh. All right, there's 6 hexagon farms right there that are self-sustaining, run on their own. I guarantee there'd be people right now that would drop out of their job, kids that are working at their desk that would be listening to this that say, screw it, I would quit tomorrow and go live there with these guys. I don't see why we can't build that. That's what we need to do, in my opinion. You know, this shit can be flipped upside down tomorrow. Power goes out. Gas is $6 a gallon. They kill all the chickens have flu. They got to be put down. They can do anything, endless amounts of chaos. And if we have our own systems and we have our own infrastructure built, you can't take that down. And that's the biggest threat to them. You'll never hear what I'm talking about right now talked about or promoted on YouTube because it's the end of them. And that's what I want to build. I will never get the followers on this channel. I don't care, because the ones that do follow and the ones that come together, we're going to be the ones that are in the strongest position in 15 years from now. When our 5555 stakes start coming out in 2035, 2036, I can't wait to see who has paper gains, who has Lambos and stupid shit, and who has farms and infrastructure and homeschooling for the next generation. That's how you win right there. And that's how you don't even, and once you have that built, all this shit right here, the CBDCs, doesn't even matter. You can laugh at it. You don't even need to pay attention. You don't need to pay attention to Coinbase, you know, backing everybody. Coinbase and Kraken are going to be the next bank slash central bank CBDC intermediaries. Coinbase and Kraken are going to open up their own banks. They're going to somehow offer CBDCs. Ripple's going to become part of the central banks. It's all happening right now. You know, Ripple is going to be the first private company that is somehow part of the Federal Reserve or central banks. Mark my words. You know, I'm an investor in Ripple, the stock, and I'm an investor. I have XRP in my IRA. And I have to, as a hedge, just as a backup plan to Hex going bad, to, you know, Bragg's getting taken out for leading the Texan movement. You know, just doomsday scenarios that I don't even want to talk about. Those are my hedges for. But I want to build. And in case that stuff goes bad, yeah, that's when I'll lean on this stuff. And if this stuff takes off, investing in it will have you enough money then where you can just figure it out. If we can't build now and build farms, build infrastructure where any hexagon that's struggling, there should be a place where they can go and stay and work or whatever. All right, well, you can come live with us, but you got to help out on the farm. We'll feed you. You have a place to stay. You can figure it out, hang out. I mean, I don't see how you get anything better than that. You know, people that lost their job, what are you going on unemployment? You start drinking. Like, I don't see a better solution than, yep, we have a farm. We have work for you. You're not going to make money, but you will better yourself. You'll make friends. You'll meet better people. I see that as the future, guys, in my opinion. And that's what I'm going to be building. That's where all my resources are going to go from crypto, and they're going to go to land and building. And if we can build infrastructure, why do we need to leave the United? I think that's the stupidest thing. Oh, we need to leave the United States. I'm going to Puerto Rico. Why? For what? Why can't you build everything they have here? What are you running from? We have the best system in the world, the best laws in the world. Go travel the world and tell me you want to live in a third world country. I don't see it. I've traveled pretty much everywhere. I don't know why you wouldn't want to have an army with guns, with your best friends, with people you trust, people you can raise your kids with, people you can educate and raise the next generation with. Why not start? Imagine if you had homeschools where you could start your kids in crypto and accounting and taxes and all the shit we were never taught in schools. If you could have kids by 10 years old knowing all this stuff, could you imagine that? That's one generation away. That's not hard to do. That's 15 years away from now of having 18-year-old grown men that can live on their own instead of this generation of kids that are literally, you can't tell the difference between a cell phone baby and a kid with too much autism. It's really bad. It's really bad. So we need to fix this on our own. There's going to be no one to come to save the day. It's us building or fall victim to all this fear porn and listen to this Gary Gensler nonsense all day. Hester Pierce, Gary Gensler's trying to do too much, too fast. Yeah, because the SEC has no authority to make any laws or create any laws. Everything he says is just to scare you. Yeah, he can sue companies that did illegal shit, but he can't make any laws. It's not going to happen. They're already banning CBDCs in Florida. They won't allow it. Shout out Tin Top. Shout out all you Aussies that came in. You guys are legends for this gold move. You guys sold. You guys scammed the scammers in China. You guys sold China tainted gold. That was the funniest thing I've seen in a long time. China saw, we need gold, we buy, and they didn't even look at it until it was in their vaults and they realized it wasn't even pure or whatever the deal was. And now this gold backed coin might be under threat because the gold might be tainted. This is it's so funny. Trovio, Tin Top, and Token PMGT. I don't know if that's the one you've been talking about, because I know you mentioned a couple gold backed coins, but this is so funny. You guys are awesome down in Australia, man. Awesome. Trevio is ending its support for gold-backed crypto due to alleged breaches of Australian and U.S. laws by Perth Mint. Oh, man. So, yeah, guys, that's my rant for today. We got to build. Hex, let's go. 10 cents the new floor, I hope. I mean, I don't think that's going to happen, but I could see maybe 8 cents the new floor now. And then in another month, we get, testnet out, then 10 cents a new floor. Any cents, Pulsechain's launching, new all-time high. I'm calling it right here, new all-time high before Pulsechain launch. You can clip this and laugh at me all you want. I don't care. I'm making that prediction right now. The FOMO's going to get real. I mean, look, we ran up to 56 cents for a sacrifice. Imagine what we'll do before a launch. That's my opinion. That's my rant for today. So anyone that wants to build Hexaco in the United States, build farms, build, just infrastructure for the next generation, that's what we got to do, in my opinion. And that's what I'm going to be doing. Talking to Facing Reality. Somehow we got to get him over here. We got to make him a citizen. Doing this elsewhere is crazy. I want a place we can build where we have guns, where we can arm ourselves. I don't want a storm or a group of people being able to just come and just invade on my property and not be able to do anything. That scares me in these other countries. So Hexicans that are moving elsewhere, let's have a talk first and talk about the stuff we can build here first. So, all right, guys, appreciate the raid here. Appreciate everybody coming in. Oh my God. Wow. Say hi to everybody. Alfred, appreciate you coming in. Brandon Eslick, thank you for stopping in. Paul Sachs, thanks for having an objective perspective. I try to do the same in real life with the bad news everywhere this year. Bro, it's not going to stop either. It's not going to stop either. I actually like Coin Bureau, but it's mostly doom and gloom with not much solutions. Yeah, bro, I don't not like him. I don't like how he doesn't offer any solutions. Him as a person, I think he's a really nice guy. I just wish he would offer like what I just said. And if what he thinks I offer doesn't work, at least offer something you do think works, at least, buy a piece of gold, know 10 people within 10 miles of you so you can rely on people, just little stuff like that. And, we'll see. BNB is the next rocket train. I have some alts on that. I like BNB, getting alts, not having to pay that gas. Lettuce hands, yeah. Not in this community. Overall goal, the bear market makes bull probably harder up. Just my opinion, why the outrage marketing. Oh, yeah, definitely. Richard, his outrage marketing served a purpose 100%. I like it. I had no problem with it. I just wish he cut it a little bit sooner. That's all. He had to do it. I completely get it. He was doing it the right way for so long. And when you do it that way and you see all these clowns, Alex Mashinsky and these other people getting all the press, and you've been doing it the right way for so long, it must get frustrating. And especially when you have a product like Hex, an ego like Richard's, and you've been telling the truth for this long, you want to get your due. And the outrage marketing is going to get his name in front of enough eyes where people know who he is, to where when he does good stuff, people will look. They just won't tell anyone. So, I see what you mean. BNB is next. Yeah, bro. Oh, yeah, for sure. We got, 25 cents. That's doable. I mean, we can jump up to number 3, to be honest. We can pass these stable coins. I don't see why not. I don't see why not at all. So, all right. Rags, what up, Rags? Appreciate you stopping in. I'm textable from now on. My bad for not being louder earlier. Free speech. Appreciate your support. Alfred. Auschwitz was a 15 minutes. Oh my God. Didn't they have maternity wards? I think, and saunas and steam houses and Dr. Mandela, the masturbation machines or something. Geothermal greenhouses. I want to see Rags on a tractor. Hexray, I want to see myself on a damn tractor, bro. I've never ridden a tractor in my life, and I'm ready. I can see Rags on a tractor. He says, dang, y'all. Real shucks. I mean, he's born for one of them. I can't naturally roll that off my tongue. So I think the shock factor would be me on a track. If we were both right, me and Rags were on a tractor race and you guys just like open your eyes and looked, I think, I don't know. That'd probably be really funny. Yeah. That'd be a funny day. Fed balance sheet skyrocketing, more pain coming. Dude, that's what I'm worried about. This little pump here is a little short squeeze, a little dump to flush out and take profits before this leg down. That's my concern, but I'm a long-term hodler. I don't trade at all. I short-term trade when my DGen plays are in profit. That's it. And swap stuff into texting because we're so early and it's right. We're ready. The bull market's here. They've solidified themselves. Everything is there. The movement, the community, the endowment idea, that can be ran with by universities, in my opinion, and schools who are sitting on millions and billions of dollars in cash sitting in an endowment. Why wouldn't you want to tokenize that endowment and use that money? But who knows? We'll see. Crypto could all get banned. Gary Gensler could get his way, and this could all go to zero. But in my opinion, Coinbase is going to be a bank. Kraken's going to be a bank. And it's going to be a one-stop shop for digital securities, tokenized bonds, tokenized stocks, tokenized real estate, tokenized assets, municipal bonds. When they're tokenized, they'll be on Coinbase and these sites. And they'll also offer CBDCs, deposit tokens. I think those, like JP Morgan's deposit tokens, they'll be interoperable. They said it yesterday that they're basically like ERC20s to be interoperable. I think MetaMask inevitably is going to be interoperable with CBDCs, with stable coins, deposit tokens, all that. Their Uniswap V4 is being built out for banks for their back ends. Coinbase and Circle own MetaMask. It only they can track everything with IP addresses. Circle and Tether are the DOJ's best friend. You can shut down any wallet you want. Let us think that this is all decentralized and you can't touch any of this stuff. Well, they can shut down everything. It runs perfect that way, and they're going to keep it that way, in my opinion. And MetaMask will the next step of it will be, I think, some kind of airdrop once there's laws in place, and that'll be the example. It's already owned by Circle, and then they can offer a legal airdrop done by the laws, and that'll set the precedent. And MetaMask, the token will be interoperable MetaMask will be interoperable with all the different tokens on there. But that's my rant for today, guys. Appreciate all the support. Like, subscribe, share it. I'm trying to get to 1,000 subscribers here just so we can reach more people. I'm never going to shill it or take any money to shill anything. Everything I shill is because I've been in it organically. I own it. I've never talked about anything I don't own on this channel personally. So, nothing I talk about is something that I don't have experience with personally. So, Tokenized scholarship funds that universities hold billions of. Exactly, bro. Think about that. Scholarships are going to eventually be NFTs that you could send to an athlete that they could show off at their school. Check it out. I got my offer right here from da 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 school. That's just the first step of all this. And then, yeah, tokenizing all of the schools, Ohio State's football program. How much is that worth? If you, as a fan or alumni of Ohio State, could come in there and they made 100 million Buckeye coins and they represented the school's athletic program. And you, how many people, Buckeye fans, and people would flood into there and buy those tokens? And if you held 50,000 tokens, you could get front row seats to the 10 seats they held for token holders. Or if you hold 1 million tokens, you can meet Urban Meyer, whoever the hell the coach is at Ohio State now. Or, if you own tokens, you have first bids to tickets. Just little stuff like that. That's where all NFTs are going. Communities are going for schools, artists, musicians, actors. It's all going to go that way, where you're going to be able to invest personally into them. You're going to be able to invest in new artists up and coming. If they make it, you'll have portions of their royalties. So that's where all this is going. Established artists like Taylor Swift, if you own her coin, you'll get rights to tickets. You don't have to go through Ticketmaster and get scalped. You'll have meet and greets with her. You'll be able certain token holders will be able to choose what songs go on her album, all that type of stuff. That's where NFTs are going. And that's why I hold a little bag of Chili's, the token, because for that reason, I just think that it could be huge in the future. And I bought it low. I don't think these entry points are going to be around again. So yeah, if I bought Texan or Hex with that money instead of Chili's and in 6 months sold it and bought my bag, would I have made more? Probably, but I've made that mistake. And when I buy bags of Texan and Hex and Quant, I can't sell them. Even when they go up, I can't take profits. I can't do it for some reason. So that plan backfires. So for me personally, I have to buy bags of them on dips, in the bear markets and tuck them away. And that strategy is why I had bags of Singularity Net and Fetch. I don't know pretty much any people that had those coins from last bull market. And I did. I had bags of them left over, and Gemini added Fetch. So I bought $80 or something worth to go with my $70 that I had left, because I left a couple $100 from last bull run. And when it bottomed out and it was down 90%, it was worth under $100. So I couldn't stomach looking at a bag worth less than $100. So I just added to it, and it went on and ran up to 50, 60 cents. And I sold all of it, and I kept 1,000 of them. It's like $400 worth or something. And that's my strategy. That's my plan. I'm not going to stick to it. It's worked out. And a long-term hodler, staker, that's it. Speculate on narratives you like. AI, I didn't see that one coming. I don't know who did, but it's here to stay now. So another one too is real DeFi and liquid staking. Once people can get their money off of Kraken and off of Coinbase, this ETH 2.0, people are going to look for a home for it. It's going to funnel to Lido. It's going to funnel into rocket pools. It's going to funnel into Anchor, places where people can get yield and hold their keys, just like Hex. And that inevitably is going to bring people into Hex, into real DeFi. People will find Hex when they find Lido DAO, rocket pools, and DeFi. And that's millions of people with ETH. I too I only have a couple $100 worth on Kraken. I just wanted to do it to see the process so I could lock money up, see what it felt like, see what the process was of getting it off there when that happens, so I can talk about it on stream personally and not just speculate on it. So that's all I got today, guys. Appreciate all the support. I'll be back tomorrow morning, 9:30 Eastern, 4 days a week. And then Saturday night, Hex News with Lindsay the Hexican. She's been streaming with Serena Alonzi, and I don't know what we're going to do, but we're going to change it up and make it a little bigger show, bring guests on. And yeah, super excited for the future, guys. If you're here now, you are in the right place. So like, share, subscribe. Appreciate all you guys coming in from the Aussie raid. You guys are legends. Keep tainting your gold that you sell to China. Perth Mint, shout out you guys. I mean, China's been doing that to everybody in every single supply. Everything you think is steel made in China is probably 80% steel, 20% faux steel or plastic or something. So karma is a beach. And yeah, the ladies party Saturday night, says Lindsay the Hexican. I like it. I'm turning my core ape rewards over to Texan. There you go. Passive income into Texan, into the gems. That's what you do, guys. You take your positions you don't know about, your profits, and you funnel them into the positions you're most bullish on, the positions you know the community, you know the founders, you have access to. You know, that's it. It doesn't feel right. It feels like you need to be buying this narrative or this coin on exchange, but no, it's a new day, a new age. Real DeFi is going to shine. So appreciate the support, the raid, and I'll see you guys tomorrow morning, 9:30 Eastern. Shout out Mexicans, Pulsechans, Aussies, oi oi oi.